Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sailor Nation Sports, broadcasting live from Mona Shores High School. Specifically, we're at the Sailor Center Complex for soccer today. The complex that is new and just looking better than ever. And it is conference championship night here, or afternoon here at Mona Shores. The winner is OK Green Conference champions for 2022. Joe Kanukin, as always, is with me. The best in the business, Kim and Codis, is on the far east side over here. And Joseph, you're going to bring in our guests, as you always do here.
Well, and it's, I tell you what, the circumstances that brought us here to 4 o'clock at this field on this day were exceptional because it allowed us to bring in Mr. Dave Fauché for a second broadcast for girls soccer. Welcome, Dave. I appreciate you being here, so helping us out. So.
Yep, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed last time. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again today.
Yeah, and so the circumstances we talk about is it was a little bit of an upset for Zeeland East over Zeeland West to get to the finals here. There was a real good chance that we were going to play against Zeeland West down in Zeeland today.
Right. We were ready to make a road trip.
We were all ready for that.
I had the Jamokas ordered already for it. It was like drive and go by.
So, reaching out to Dave about this one, honors convocation is later tonight at 7 p.m. So the
Dave's going to go from here to there.
Expected game time at that point was 6 o'clock. Well, here Zeeland East upset Zeeland West, which puts it back here, and I'm guessing that there was some level of finagling to get this start time at 4 o'clock so that the seniors on this team could enjoy the honors convocation if they're going to be there.
Well, I heard a rumor. Now, this is just a rumor again, that the game was changed because rumor had it Dave was going to be up here and needed to get to the auditorium.
A lot of lobbying.
Yeah, and so, Dave, can you confirm this rumor for us that it was changed because of you?
I cannot confirm that. You guys give me way too much credit.
But can you deny it? I didn't hear you. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Can't deny it. Can't confirm it.
Okay. Well, we're going to go with it was changed because of you. How does that sound to make you sound? Your family sound great.
I'll take it.
Your agent, Dave, was lobbying very hard for a scheduled change.
It cost him some serious dollars to get that. Yeah.
The favors done behind the scenes we'll never know, but I'm sure they're vast and great.
Exactly. So, Dave, now that we got here,
good afternoon and welcome to.
What are we looking at for this kind of contest right here? I mean, it's one and done.
It is one and done. Today is all for the conference. It should be an exciting game. We've got Mona Shores, who is 8-0-1 in the conference, playing Zeeland East, who's 6-3 in the conference. When they played earlier this year, Mona Shores did beat Zeeland East 2-0, but you never know what's going to happen. So today we've got, it looks like, great weather. Should lead to some fun soccer and some great play.
One thing I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Darga right before the game, and he said that, again, they did beat them early, but he did also say that they were injured at the beginning of the series, or at the season rather, and they have basically set the world on fire for the second half of the season to get to where they are right now. So this is a different team. They're expecting a different team than what they saw earlier in the season, and I think that this is going to be every bit of a challenge that they expect out of this team. So,
I get that injury bug thing. Don't get me wrong, but first of all, Dave's notes are incredible. I just took a picture because Stevie Stats is going to be seeing this kind of stuff. This is what we expect from Stevie Stats. But you look at the comparison and who they played here. Okay, 11-0. They beat Muskegon. We beat them 8-0. Holland is close one, 4-1, 3-1. Yeah, so 5-1. So it's really going to be tough. Losses, Granville, Hudsonville, Unity. Same losses pretty much. Spring Lake. Okay, they were injured. Everybody's healthy right now. It's one and done. It changes things, Dave, right away, doesn't it?
It should change it because you'll see a different dynamic, especially on which players are injured. You cannot undervalue, maybe I'm using the wrong term, but the difference one or two impact players can really make on a team. In key positions.
What about playing at home, Dave? What about the aspects of it's home. We know our field better than they know our field. Does that come into play at all?
I think it does, because you've got fans cheering, and yes, the opponents will have some fans too, but being home helps. And it also too, just think about, even though they're only traveling from Zeeland, you don't have to, the time aspect. You're here faster. You don't have to set time aside. You don't have to do anything like that as it kind of comes to preparation. So, and realistically, just going through a couple stats on the game, what I find amazing is so far this year, Mona Shores in all play is 12-4-2 overall, but 66 goals scored, 16 against. That's an amazing stat. For Zeeland East, they score a lot of goals too. They're 8-6-3 overall. They've scored 54 goals, but they've given up 30. So that tells me it'll be interesting to see what Zeeland's defense is like, and if Shores can start fast and start getting shots on the goal.
Well, and that's a really good point. They've given up roughly twice as many goals as we've had, and 8 goals scored. But I think scoring first will be really huge in this game too, just as a confidence thing, knowing that, hey, we can score, we can do this, even with the girls they got back from the injury bug.
Absolutely. I went to a coach's clinic once, and the part of it that was really cool is the coach said a fun stat to keep is at what time do you get the first quality shot on goal, because that will tell you the pace of the game. So for example,
really?
Yep.
National anthem, gentlemen.
Sorry,
okay.
Thank you.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pale of the sky, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so glad. Streaming, and the gates are the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Boy, every rendition is great, but
It is.
But to have a live one like that, that's pretty special.
Live renditions will always
Nick
be.
Davros, Joe Canuck, and Dave Fouché doing expert color commentary, and the best in the business over on that east side is Kim and Codis. And gentlemen, we're getting ready to knock out 40 minutes here. We got Stevie Stats over there, far to making a rare.
That's our guest appearance.
Is that our guest appearance right there? The one and only Stevie Stats will be with us shortly. Glad to have him here. His son is tearing it up lately out on the link, so.
Oh, yeah. The golf is doing
the pride and joy of the
excellent.
family right now.
Well, I think he just had the lowest score in their last.
He did,
last
yeah,
team
real good
competition.
low score. Yeah, he did. So that's really good. And we're getting ready on absolutely a perfect day here in West Michigan at the soccer complex at Mona Shores.
I also spoke to both of the coaches. I said, "Man, this is a picture-perfect day," and they both of them said it's about time. They have been waiting for this weather right here all season.
Haven't all of us just
I
waiting
was
for a
thinking the
nice
same
spring for
thing.
some consistency here? I'll tell you. All right, Dave.
Well, I'm just kind of watching Shores line up. I'm not sure who got. It looks like Zeeland East is getting kickoff just the way that they're set up. Just kind of looking at the way Mona Shores is set up. They've got Shade Norton playing high. It looks like with Allie Troutner, Mia Brown.
Is that Steve Troutner's daughter?
Yes, it is.
Is it really? Now, Steve was just at our coaches clinic up at Grimm's place. Wow, good for Stevie.
So, you know what, guys, like I said, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how our defense holds up. Let's see how their defense holds up. We've got Ella
So
Bukema
let's
in
do
goal
this
with
stat
6
a minute. Let's
shutouts
watch the
already.
clock. And so, the one thing you said,
Absolutely.
the first quality shot on goal, you said would dictate the tempo of the game.
That's something that I've always thought. So here we go, right? Now, we've already had a shot on goal within 10 seconds.
Now, is that a quality shot on goal?
Not necessarily quality, but it was a shot on goal.
Right, but it's kind of like a slow roller, had plenty of time to...
Exactly. But,
okay.
But basically, the theory behind it is you're going to show the pace and see what team kind of came out ready to play. And what I'm seeing right now is, East has kind of had possession. But when Shores plays their best, they're connecting passes. They're working out of the back. So what we're seeing right now is we've seen 3 or 4 connected passes, up to 5. We're already at half field. Now we're moving, and now we're into the dangerous part of the attack.
I'll tell you what those passes are dissecting. That's what you do as a team, is you're dissecting them from one end of the field to the other. And if you can, even once you get it down there, even your passes out in front and angled shots, you moving it around to get those shots.
Right.
If you're able to connect on those, it doesn't always have to be fast bangs, bang, bang, bang. If you're controlling that ball and you're moving it around and finding open lanes of shots and then getting to capitalize on them, that's going to win soccer matches.
Dave, Joe and Dave here, do you look for, in high school football and fall, you look for weak links? Is this corner not as tough, or is that DN? Do you look out there and say, okay, we need to attack this side of the field, or we want to go after this goal? Is there a coach that looks at things like that?
That is a great question, and having not watched film on
sure,
Zeeland,
right, it's a tough one to answer, but
it is a tough one to answer. But you have to look at it and say, okay, if you can find that,
there's a crossing.
Pass.
Right, if you can find that weak link out there somewhere,
and usually you can see it within the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay,
kind of where it materializes.
Sure. Okay.
You'll maybe notice if someone's a little slow in the back, or if somebody's limping. I hate to say it, but you
take advantage.
Well, you got to take advantage.
Let's be honest. This is a sport, and it is a competition.
Right. Exactly. And you're looking at a defensive person that's hey, they're slow at getting back historically, traditionally.
Or even looking at formations. For example, we play 3 defenders in the back, which generally means you're giving up a little bit of space on the outside compared to playing 4 defenders. We got cross.
Nearly.
So Shores has already had 2 shots on goal.
Correct.
We talked about that a little bit. So Mona Shores got their first shot on goal at about 55 seconds.
Right.
So I think what we're going to see today is a lot of ball movement, a pretty exciting game.
Well, not only that, but the ball now has been on the north side of the field more than as it was in the first couple minutes on the south side of the field.
300%. It has shifted.
Oh, yeah.
Even with that shift, though, I will say that the Chicks, it's still a very balanced team. Nobody's running away with it yet. There's a lot of good ball control by the Sailors. But the Chicks are very settled into this. They haven't lost any form on it. I mean, it just happens to have been that the Sailors are in command right now on the end of the field.
Well, you don't get to this point in the season or in the championship game without being consistent, without being good, without knowing what the team can and can't do.
Dave, do you know, Dave, about the upset at all? Have you followed any of that with the Zeeland East upsetting Zeeland West?
I didn't catch it very much. Like I said, I'm not really sure what happened because Zeeland East went in there and beat Zeeland West 3-1.
Wow.
And, that tells me it was a pretty, that's a pretty convincing win.
Sure.
So like you said, if Zeeland East did have injuries and those players healed up, like I said, a couple impact players in this sport can make a huge difference.
Right.
Hey, Dave, I've got a question. During the national, while we were singing it, I took a quick second to count numbers on, the players' dress. It's 21 for Shores, and it was 19 for East, the 2 girls at dinner.
Another shot on goal. Oh, nice defense.
What's a rotation now? Okay, so now we got girls out there. How do you sub?
How do you sub that?
Is it time related? Is it position related? Is it?
And that's a great question. Sometimes it has to go by flow of the game.
Okay.
Having watched the way Coach Darga coaches, and if I'm in just a side note, if I'm thinking right, this is his third conference championship already.
Which is pretty stellar.
He's in his third conference. Absolutely, he's in his third conference championship game. But usually what he does is...
Has he won any?
Yes, I believe he's won the last 2.
Yeah, I think he has.
So we're going for a three-peat right here then.
But watching what he does is usually he does not sub his back defenders very often.
Okay.
He focuses subs at the midfield positions and the high positions, the attack. And really, if you think about those players, your defenders usually are only playing from 18 to about half. But your midfielders are going 18 to 18, and your attackers are going just as far. So
it's a fatigue thing then after a while.
It is.
Yeah, right.
Is. And it's a little cool. I mean, the sun's out, but it's cool. So that should help today because you're not getting too many players that are going to be in the heat or anything like that.
34-16 left here in the first half of play. 2 40-minute halves here for girls varsity soccer. Still 0-0 here at the soccer complex of Mona Shores. If you're just joining us, the conference championship, OK Green Conference Championship, where the Sailors are taking on the Zeeland East Chicks.
And so far, it's just been a fun game. I enjoy the pace. This is where soccer, to me, is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm not sure how she got to that ball on the sideline, but I liked it. And then now up to Shay Norton, who, guys, I don't know if you've...
She's on fire.
Yes, she is.
She is on fire.
I was able to get some stats from Coach Darga, and oh my gosh, the girl has had 35 shots on goal and scored 22 of them.
Jeez, so that's not bad average, is it?
So it's over 62%. Yeah. I don't know. That to me is absolutely amazing. And
she's just did an article on her in the, I think it was the Michigan Sports Journal or Lakeshore Sports Journal, something.
Local Sports Journal?
Yeah, local Sports Journal. And they talked about it being that scorer that the Sailors were really looking for, and she has become just a watch out. She is a scorer.
Hey, maybe at halftime we can get Steven talk a little golf.
That would be excellent. We're going to have him set in on
yes, we are. Stevie Stantz talking about the link action here for the state-ranked team.
And one thing that Coach had kind of asked
Sailors
me
working
today,
it up here?
Working it up. He asked me to kind of focus on today is some of the seniors, making sure that we mention them, maybe mention stat about them. We've got all the stuff, who the seniors are. For example, Ella Buchman was in the goal today. So far this year she's had 6 shutouts. And she is going to play soccer at the next level.
We got 7 seniors. There are going to be 7 seniors graduating off this team.
Absolutely. So I just trying to get these girls a mention, for all of their time with Mona Shores, because let's be honest, the hard work and dedication, and I know all of the girls on this team do play travel soccer in the off season, so they are continuing to put in the hard work and dedication moving forward.
Is Dylan Darga a grad of Shores? Is he a Shores alum?
I think don't let me say this too loud, but I think Fruitport.
Oh, dear God.
I know.
Well, that's okay. Somebody's got to have flaws in life, and Fruitport it is, and that's what it is.
Even
so be it.
Everybody once in a while will put out a good one. I mean.
Yeah, right. I'm a Muskegon alum, and that's a good thing.
In all reality, he has done a very good job with the teams he has had to put them in the position that they are.
You know what we used to say at Muskegon, you get enough Muskegon coaches at one school, you'll be all right. Well, look at Mona Shores, me. Koziak was at Muskegon. Aaron James was at Muskegon. That's a Muskegon thing, but that's okay. But no, football coaches have done just a great job here. This year, in the last couple of years, it's just been a banner year for Mona Shores athletics.
Yeah, it has been fun to watch. We've mentioned it in most of our broadcasts that sports in general have just been catapulted by the dedication and athleticism. And not only that, but it's athletes that can play, but they also have the academic wherewithal as well.
Well, not only, and plus you've got a very proactive athletic director in Todd Conrad that's willing to help in any shape or form to make the programs better all the way around. And if you got an AD that's willing to work with coaches, and Todd was good with me. We were trying to get a game for our JVs, and I kind of stepped out of the box a little bit and reached out to King, and finally got that game. So that'll be kind of fun. And I'll be working with Sailor Nation Sports probably to try to get a live stream out of that game or something.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I could tell you were kind of buttering. You were buttering me up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
For the last couple of days.
Detroit and live stream that JV game, and then afterwards we go to Greektown, and yeah, I mean, I think it would be a win-win all the way around. I might even spring for dinner because I'm an assistant. Mike's now the head coach and assistant. I can do different things.
You're the one that's got to spring for dinner.
Well, I'm just letting you know that you guys come down and live stream that because a lot of parents won't be able to come.
That's true.
It's a 4:00 game. It'd be a great thing. Thank you, Joe. That'd be really nice.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
I'll have my assistants get back.
Yeah, have your assistant get with Stevie's stats, and he won't be in school yet.
So we've got 10 minutes ticked off the clock here in the first half of play. Still no score.
No, it's been a good defensive battle all the way around.
So far, it does feel like, though, the majority of the game has been played in the middle third to their third.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is indicative of a very evenly matched game.
So you're thinking possibly a one-score game could win this thing versus multiple scores?
Absolutely.
I'm thinking.
Watching the way the defenses are unfolding, that could be very possible. And they're playing really well. And sorry, guys, I'm kind of looking around, and boy, that number 2 for Zeeland looks like she's got a hard cast on her hand.
Does look like that.
Oh yeah, it looks like she does.
So
Could have been one of the girls that got
nice
that.
centering
This
pass.
is where, as a coach, sometimes you play tricks. You make the referee check it because she should have to wrap that thing with something soft.
They do in football. I know you're allowed to play with hard cast, but you almost got to have like an arm pad around it.
Absolutely.
Because it can be a weapon out there too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My bad.
Wrap them in bubble wrap.
Looking a little closer, I wonder if that is soft wrap around there, Dave.
Is it?
It looks like there's another wrap underneath, and then it looks like it's possible that it could be wrapped with something soft on that.
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yep.
So the ball is going down into the big rectangle.
Yes.
We have one of our girls is going after it, but the goalie raises her hand, I've got it. Yep. What's the advantage of having the goalie get it versus our girl bringing it out?
Great question, and a lot of it is preference. So
they turn that over on a throw-in.
Your goalie in the back really is kind of your eyes for the field because she'll be able to see where everyone's at.
Right.
Honestly, if you think about that situation, and my understanding of it is really the preference for the goalie is because they practice the long kicks, and they can use their hands. They can pick it up,
they can hold it and kick it high and let our girls get underneath it.
They can stop the attack.
Yep. Have you heard what David said every time I ask a good question, though?
What's that?
That's a great question.
I did.
That's a great question. Every question has been a great question so far. Okay, that's why Dave will be with us all the time. He makes me sound good. Wherever we go.
I have to prep Dave a little bit better before our broadcast.
Gentlemen, this is only the second one. I've still got a lot to learn, right?
Yeah, but Dave, you only had one chance to make a first impression. It was a good one. You don't have a second chance to make a first impression.
I kind of want to go back to what one of you said earlier about banner of the year for Shores the last few years.
Mm-hmm. That would be me too, Joe.
I agree with that. I think part of it, too, is if I look at this group of girls, how many of them are multi-sport athletes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's so great to see.
Colleges love multi-sport athletes. You become a better athlete via not specializing in just this. Because you use different muscles. You do, different needs for all the different sports. So it's, we encourage things like that.
I've always thought for girls, the best sports to transition are either, basketball or volleyball, the hand-eye coordination.
Oh, yeah.
And not just that, but for basketball, the defense, having fast feet and getting your feet in the right place. Oh, this is a great scoring opportunity.
Oh, so close right there. We got a replay on that one?
We do. Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan.
Having fast feet and getting your feet in the right place. Oh, this is a great scoring opportunity.
So close right there. We got
It's really where you want to be able to try to put that ball.
We're down to 25-35 remaining here in this first half of action here. The Sailors soccer sports complex on a beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School on absolutely picture-perfect spring day. Cool, slight little breeze, feathery clouds. Why am I not a meteorologist? Feathery clouds, did you get that?
Feathery clouds. That's exactly why you're not a meteorologist.
And I'm not sure
Versus what they really are,
I'm not sure if
right?
you guys saw that play by Lauren Hilland over there, but extremely smart. She screened off the opposing defender coming in to touch the ball to ensure that we kept the ball and got the throw in.
Is she sister to the Hillen girl that's the track star?
I don't believe sisters. I believe cousins.
Cousins?
Yes.
Oh, they're cousins?
I
Okay.
believe cousins
You
as
know,
well.
Some
Lauren
good athletic
Hilland-
genes there.
You know, we talked about impact players, and Lauren Hilland is one of those for sure. She plays center back, and she can also play up high as an attacker. I know we were going to try to focus on some of the seniors, but let's be honest. We have a player that really is an impact player for this team, and only a junior. So
Wow.
one more great season
Yeah.
for her.
Now, do girls get pulled up into elite level like the boys do? I know Cohen, our camera operator, he is expecting that after next year, it's quite possible that he could get pulled up to an elite league, similar to what hockey has and everything else. So
Oh, wow, this is a nice little run down here.
Addison Nellis was making a great run, and Addison's a senior on the team. She's a dominant force when she gets moving with that ball. Okay, that one was maybe a little questionable on that call. Seemed a little ticky-tacky.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not like he...
Nah.
Yeah, that was a little ticky-tack.
And sorry, Joe, kind of getting back to your point on the elite. Like, if somebody's playing club, like, for example, I know Lauren played at a premier level in the off-season with West Michigan Storm, and that team did make it to the state cup finals. So they they finished basically second in the state. And that was a team comprised of other local schools as well. But, you know, you think about that level of play when you're getting into the top, even the top 10 of the state, you're talking about great players. The local club, West Michigan Storm, doesn't necessarily offer that next level, but clubs in Grand Rapids do. That was just a very good aggressive play. Sorry, I'm all over the place on you guys.
No, it's a good answer. It tends though to, man, I just hate it that anybody is pulling any of our awesome high school, players, whatever, league and whatnot. But I understand it, obviously. If somebody has a passion for going, that's what you have to do. That's the track.
Yes.
That's where you need to go. But gosh, man, we lose a lot in, boys and girls soccer. We lose it in hockey. All of those types of sports, they pull them up there.
With soccer, when you think about like the national teams or some of those developmental teams, they actually, like, I will use Midwest in Grand Rapids as an example. They encourage the players at the highest level to not play high school.
Really?
Really?
And
For injury reasons?
For injury reasons. And to me, that's a real detriment to the girls because, let's be honest, playing with your
peers
and your friends is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
And for your high school pride.
Right.
So, but that also depends on how high of a level that player is.
Sure.
So, we're starting to see some more passes get connected, which is always, to me, maybe it's the dork in me, the funnest part of soccer, watching that ball make it all the way up the field.
Bang, 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 like a pinball back and forth.
Exactly. Yeah. And not just that, but a pass throws off the defense. They're all moving one direction, and now they have to take a step and go a different way to try to cut it off.
Dave, I'm looking at some of your stats right here. Out of the Sailors' 12 wins, they have 7 shutouts. I mean, that's really good.
Well,
and they've given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. That's all they've given up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In the conference, you're absolutely right.
I mean, look at that. I mean, it's...
sometimes you don't realize how dominant they are until you look at the numbers.
Yeah.
With the conference record of 8 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie, only giving up 5 goals.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I agree.
I'm going to show this to Stevie's stats here. I mean, these are really great stats here, and Steve might want to break this down. Look, I'll take a picture of this and I'll send it to Steve.
Stevie's stats might have mentored me a little bit with how to
Yeah, don't give him that much credit, okay? Don't go there with that.
Yeah, right? Because I said, Steve, I'm going to focus on the players. And he said, you can't forget it's a team sport, Dave. And I was like, Stevie's stats, you are 100% correct.
Stevie Stats is never going to go away. That is your nickname
he's
forever.
always going to be with. No matter what sport we cover, we always bring Stevie Stats in with us right there. Well, he is a great-grandson of Howard Cosell. And
there we go.
God almighty.
So we're at the 20-minute mark in the first half of play. 20 minutes down, 20 to go for this half. Still 0-0 and pretty much still living in the middle third of the field for the majority of this game. A little bit on each end has been for each team, but nothing has been dramatically, pushed or saved or anything like that. So
and if Kim can pan over, you're doing a little look at standing room only. We've got people up and about here right now. It's all good.
What I'm really enjoying, though, is the pace of the game. Both teams are still they're still playing a little reserved, trying to make sure they don't give up a big play to the other team. But, they're playing pretty clean.
Yes.
I haven't seen a lot of subbing either. I mean, these girls have been in since the get-go, too.
Absolutely. It's also in just the reason I'm going to mention this now is I see number 22, Addison Fisher, out there. It's kind of fun this year. We're seeing two pairs of sisters on the team. So Addison Fisher, who's a freshman, pulled up earlier this year playing center mid.
Oh, Sophia
and I saw
Addison,
her older sister, Sophia, a senior, just coming off the field a minute ago. But then we've also got two Phillips girls. Katie Phillips, a freshman who's been playing up, and then also Allie Phillips, a junior.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of fun to see that.
I've not seen any apparent weaknesses on either one of these teams. Like they're not giving anything up on this at all. They are both of them look like they're strategically trying to find some weakness, one shot that's going to be able to make it through.
Yeah. Or somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's going to have a mental breakdown that will create a potential goal opening.
Absolutely. And Mona Shores has so much speed up top with Shea. Sometimes just that one mistake opens up a lane for her. And then I know you talked a little bit about the local sports article where they talked about her speed. And I think her mother was a track star at Central Michigan University.
Oh, really?
Nice speed there in the jeans.
Absolutely. Fire up chips.
Hey, Dave, how far can that goalie go out and retrieve a ball? Or can they go all the way? I mean,
with her with her hands all the way to the largest rectangle box, or that line's technically called the 18.
Okay. What's the short little arch on top of the big rectangle box?
For all my years of coaching,
I think I got him,
can't
Joe.
tell you what.
Wow.
Oh, thank gosh. The good thing I got Jason Fisher.
Well, just another great question. Go ahead and just say, though, that's a great question, Nick. Go
That's
ahead.
a great question.
Thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
It's amazing when you stump. It's 10 yards PK.
Okay, so what is
that's the penalty kick.
Oh, penalty kick area.
When you kind of line that
Look
up.
at what we learn. See, not only do we bring the best in high school sports, but it's educational high school sports that are doing
he
it too.
keeps thinking you ask good questions, so I'm getting a little leary on this best thing.
No.
It's questionable at this point.
No, it was great question, Joe. The word was great. Okay, let's not. No, forget that good stuff. It was great. Hey, Nick, that's a great question. Okay.
And honestly, it was a great question.
Yeah, thank you.
I've had a
Dave.
couple
Thank
of
you. See,
Oh,
Joe.
see, here we go.
There's. Oh, I thought
You know
we
what
were
though?
Okay, here we go.
Now we're setting up a cross.
Okay, here we go. Cross. Oh.
yeah.
Ah.
Her body was turned just slightly on the wrong angle.
Torqued a little too much.
But
Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay here.
So you've got Allie Phillips actually crossing to her younger sister, Katie.
Yeah.
That would have been a beautiful shot.
That was a nice setup right there as well.
I would like to someday be able to just say, hopefully today, the Phillips connection or the Fisher connection.
Yeah, Fisher,
Assist for the goal.
Phillips. 15:53 and counting down here first half. Still 0-0 and a very evenly matched.
Talking to Athletic Conrad, lacrosse moves on Wednesday for the next round, and they're playing at Granville.
Yep. Beat Grand Haven.
Yep, beat Grand Haven down there.
The weekend.
Last Wednesday they beat them.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. And so they're healthy and moving on.
So I can.
Baseball team is in Wyoming. We covered the game last week, and
we covered Holland last week.
Oh, Holland.
Yep.
But they're at Wyoming on Wyoming here today.
Yes.
And then Wyoming again on Wednesday there.
Yeah.
And then their regular season is done.
And I haven't been following the baseball, but it looks like they're having a really good season.
26-4 right now, ranked number 4 in the state.
And I did read that Aaron Pisecki broke a
Yes, he
record
did.
for
stolen bases. Yep.
Stolen bases.
season,
We have
so
a
congratulations.
pitcher that's 9-0. It has over 100 strikeouts this year. Mark Konechny is number 2 in run bat and RBIs in the state.
That's amazing.
So it's a really good group of kids.
Absolutely, and we mentioned it earlier. It's nice to see all the success that Mona Shores sports is having.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A little bit of action down here at that south end here of the complex. A beautiful campus of Mona Shores. Facilities look great. I'll tell you, they kept the grass nice and.
they did a really nice job building this facility.
Oh, I
It shows
agree.
very well.
Yeah, football field's all torn. Oh, nice defensive play
Great play
there.
by Lauren Hill in there, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we were talking about earlier. Is that, and I can't say that I saw a mistake, but just that one quick play that changes it in a dangerous area.
One edge is all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. Football field's getting all torn up. Getting
And there we
ready to
go.
lay some,
Phillips to Phillips. Let's see.
Yep,
who
right down
runs down
there.
the outside, trying to go up to Shea.
down at the north end here of the soccer complex.
Sometimes what you see there is that defender just put it out of bounds. Let's kind of give our defense a chance to regroup.
Yeah, get to catch a little breath here if they can.
Yes.
They had a bit of the pop fly. It's going to be taken by the goalie.
Not the best kick on it, but amazingly, sometimes those goals just float over the
Yep.
keeper.
Hey, got another great question for you while
Yeah.
I'm on the roll of great questions.
Yes.
Why do the goalies wear a different color jersey?
I got the answer to this one.
You know what, Joe? Why don't you handle this?
I will
great
do
question?
that.
Probably
The
wasn't as
goalie
great
is
as
the goalie is the only person that can actually touch the ball with their hands. So they need to make sure that if somebody touches the ball with their hands, it's the goalie that's doing it. So they identify them with a different colored jersey.
Look at you.
All of my years of
Soccer expertise.
junior coaching,
Junior coaching,
junior
yeah.
coaching.
When I initially started coaching, I think
And I'm just surrounded by the two coaches right here. I'm just all right now.
Oh
yeah.
boy, that was.
I think I mentioned last time I learned coaching from a soccer guy, but I also bought a book called Coaching for Dummies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Coaching soccer for dummies. Yeah, I got
absolutely,
that.
and it was actually extremely helpful.
That's where I learned my
I had
football,
the
too.
soccer coaching for idiots book. That's what I had. So
here we got 13 making a run. It looks like, and that was a great move on one of our players, and then passing
Nice
it out.
stop right
And
there.
a great stop by, I think,
Yeah.
Emma Anderson playing one of those outside defender positions.
Okay, we got a wholesale substitution now for the Sailors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different girls come in. We got 3 subs coming in for the Chicks.
And I would like you guys to know that the Chicks is spelled with an X. It must be a Zeeland thing, because I know the Ducks do the same. I'm not sure why that is.
That would have been a great question to ask one of the coaches. Why the X versus an S? Yeah.
I'll have to go meet one of the coaches later and see if they know. Oh. Yeah.
Sailor Nation Sports Network is live right now for the Girls Conference Championship for soccer. Yeah, I'll give you a call back in just a little bit.
What great play in the middle to get that ball up.
Yeah.
What I really enjoy is the girls look at these passes to the feet and into playable positions. And I know that one didn't go the way we wanted, but that was a great play by the defender.
Down to 11 minutes remaining in this first half of action. We're still tied up at zeros here at the complex. The soccer complex on the campus of Mona Shores High School. Glad that you are with us no matter where you are and how you are watching it. We are grateful that we are part of your afternoon.
We've got about 20 people watching between the two streams.
There you go.
We are on YouTube and Facebook today.
Does that make us YouTube sensations then because we're on YouTube?
Well,
or is that just like
I'm not sure. I mean, we're on YouTube. I don't know if we're about sensations.
We're not sensations.
I'm going to just say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go with yes. I like Dave's,
okay, there we go.
Dave's outlook on stuff. And we're just going to go with yes.
Yes, just yes. Joe, any word if we're being nominated for a Telly Award this year
No,
like we were last year?
No Telly Award nominations at this point. So
at this point,
yes, yeah.
One could be coming down the pipe.
You never
possibly.
know. You never know.
I'm going to get on their website.
10:55, or check that, 9:55 left in the first half.
It's been a fast first half. I mean,
not a lot of stoppages.
No, not at all.
Like
really,
Dave
no injuries.
Dave mentioned before, it was pretty clean play so far, all the way through.
It is pretty clean play, and I don't see. Like I said, teams are still kind of figuring each other out, playing a little reserved, but there's going to be a point here where it does change.
Yeah, and this
You're
is
going to pull out all the stops and really start throwing everything but the kitchen sink at.
Yeah,
at those nets.
That's always inevitable. But the Shores team speed is still one of their largest strengths, and not just that, but technical skill, passing to each other, etc. At some point, that always seems to pay off.
So it looks like, looking at your stats here, they only play each team in the conference one time. It's not like a home and away type thing. Oh, that's interesting. God, they played DeWitt. That's a big time school. Yeah.
And this is combining the overall.
No,
so
right. Yeah, right. I got you.
And I did actually write down the conference records and.
Of course you did. I would
expect people are standing. So Mona Shores is sitting at the top right now at 8-0-1 with Zeeland West at 7-1-1 behind them.
Boy, Reese Puffer had a good year, 12-6 overall, 6-3 in the league. Wow.
They're one of those programs that just seems to be, one or two impact players away from being great.
Yeah, right.
Yep, got some good ball movement down here to Lydia, number 6. And, of course, defense is collapsing on her, but she's not giving up. Kid is ferocious. She's another one of the seniors, and she'll be moving on next year to play at MCC.
Oh, good for her. Boy, great crowd today. Absolutely wonderful to see the stands filled. Lots of people on the sideline. Again, standing room only.
I agree.
7:44 left in the first half.
Big boot up high. We're looking for shade. She got enough running room. Just
couldn't beat it out before the goalie got to it.
A pass 2 feet shorter or having that ball in a different area.
Yep.
Sailor said, God, look at the footwork. Look how they set it up so nice.
Yep. And
God, it's just a joy to watch.
The Sailors team is technical. And I know that development comes over years, but man, it is fun to watch.
You mentioned technical, and I'm sitting here thinking this looks like two lightweight boxers looking to go the distance.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point.
They're really they're looking technical. They're looking
each other
to win
out
this.
Here a little bit, trying to figure out what to do. Hey, Dave, another great question from me.
I love
the girls at your juniors, your sophomores, and your freshmen that you got up. Do these girls play summer soccer as a group together? Are you allowed to do that?
They.
But no, that's a great question.
No, it is a great question, and I'm trying to think how to answer it. So a lot of these. And I'll be honest, the complete entire Sailor team, if I looked at all the names correctly and talked to all the right coaches, the complete team played for West Michigan Storm in the fall.
Which
isn't necessarily. It starts in the summer with some conditioning and kind of gets them together.
Okay.
But some of these.
The cross. This could be.
Got a shot at goal.
Great
just
defensive.
couldn't get that.
Defense,
Great
right in
defense,
place.
yeah.
A lot of it depends on the level of player, but what to me amazes me and what I still love is the fact that all of them do play in the off season to better themselves.
Right. Okay, yeah. So it keeps them sharp during off-season, with different off-season activities.
So when I looked at the roster, I think there's maybe 3 different Storm teams represented.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, I talk about the travel side because that's what I was familiar with and that's what I coached through. But here they're all sailors.
I got you. Okay, here we go. Now we got a little action coming on.
See how
here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
Give it a boot. Kick it out. Oh, the rebound almost. Okay, I got a little geeked here a minute.
Play. If you watch Shea and as she got towards the net, she almost needed to take a stop and tried to situate that ball to her right foot.
Okay, so we're down to 5 minutes exactly here at the complex, the Sailor Complex on the campus of Mona Shores High School. We're knotted up at zeros. OK Green Conference Championship at stake for the winner. Got a substitution here. We've got 2 in for the Sailors, 3 in for those Chicks.
So, yeah. Number 2, Lily Hool. She's going to play like an outside mid for us. And I believe she is a sophomore. Kind of lost my list. And then number 13, I think was the other one, was Allie Troutner, was a junior. I have to say that, as a soccer coach, I'm generally pretty critical of the officials, but these guys are doing a good job so far. They're calling a fair game.
What coach isn't critical of officials sometimes, though, Yeah, Steve's not during basketball season.
I might have been showed a yellow card or a red card once.
Yeah, every once in a while.
But
did you ever get tossed?
yes, I have.
Oh, my goodness, you did get tossed?
I have been tossed from a game.
That was back in, what, U6?
It was a... I acted like a 6-year-old. Probably deserved it.
Oh, my gosh, that's good. Touche, Joe. That's a great comment.
I just sit over here and just wait for the good ones
You
to
just
come
wait
on.
for the good ones to come around. I never got a penalty. As it came real close a couple games, but I was...
Well, there's always a
Right.
misconception in soccer about cards. Yellow cards are just kind of like when you're driving and that light changes yellow.
Yeah.
You just got to slow down a little bit. It's a warning.
Yeah, right. It's just a warning. It's okay.
Now,
You got to test the limit. How far can you go? And yeah.
Oh, here.
Oh,
Here's our
almost a
opportunity.
hands. Yep, here we go.
A nice header. Shake.
Okay, here we go. Ah! Give it a
And
kick.
a left.
Yeah!
There it
Oh, left.
Oh, by Shea Norton. What a great
Shane
play.
Norton with a
And
left-footed
I was gonna
kick
say,
to go
yes.
up what? Nothing.
I agree with you. That was my favorite part of that play is that she took it with her left foot.
Well, let's
Took
take
it
a
with
look
the
at
left
the...
because the right never would have got it in.
We'll
No,
take a look
she-
at
No,
she
the
didn't
left
have time.
foot hit that opening to where she was right there. The right, I don't think would have got
Absolutely.
it. Oh,
So we've got her kind of situated. She's getting the outside.
right there.
She
See,
used that
yeah.
left foot. 'Cause
Yep,
if she
it
would've-
had to be with the left foot.
If she would have tried to switch to the right, number 1, it would have slowed her down. Number 2, the defender was on that side.
Right,
with
the
goalie
defender.
closing. What a great play. And
Yeah.
I think that's what you guys were talking about earlier when you said just that one little break.
One
Yeah,
break.
one little break right there could make
Constantly
could be-
being
yeah.
ready,
Yep. And I have to also say, number 13, Allie Troutner, a header for the assist,
Yes.
pushing the ball forward, is really a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Allie's a great soccer player, an amazing kid, and as you can see, she's making a difference here. And she's a natural lefty.
Ooh, just wide on that. Notice now, you got 242. Boy, the momentum
Yes.
now. It's just and scoring. You and I talked about it right away. And another great question that I had was,
You're going to get your mileage out of this, actually.
oh yeah, out of one word, great is the momentum. We've got confidence because if we give up one, it's not the end of the world either. It's not the end of the world.
You also have to realize, and I'm sure that this, the coaching that's a goal.
Is that a goal?
That is a goal. She
That's
should,
a goal.
Yes,
Yes,
it
she
is.
went stepped in back.
It
Yeah.
was a strong shot. The keeper was at the goalpost.
Oh.
She looks like she took a slight step backwards,
Yeah.
hit the
Let's-
post,
Have we
and
got a
walked in.
replay
Yeah,
on that
let's take a
one?
look on Lake Michigan
Sometimes you
Insurance
just need a
replay.
good break and you take it.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
that's
has
a
nothing to
goal.
do with it.
Norton on an assist for number 13.
And I feel bad for her. You can see the look on her face coming out.
I don't feel that bad for her.
Well,
Well,
it
it is, but
competition,
it's part of the game. Should have, got to play better.
You
Got to play better.
it is what it is.
It is what it is, and we'll take her ear anytime
Absolutely.
like that.
And I'm sorry, who got that second goal again?
Let's take a look one more
let's
time
look
on
at it one
the
more
replay.
This go right here.
Number 13, I think it was.
So
Can you
is
go
Alex
back a
out?
minute?
Yeah, one more time. Yep, 13.
13.
So far we've had goals by Allie Troutner, who on this season now has 4 goals
Okay.
on only 9 shots. Or 10
Where do you
shots.
get these stats from? You're like Steve, for God's heaven's sake.
Well,
What do you guys got? Some secret little spot where you get stats?
Coach Darga helped me out with this
Oh,
one.
okay.
So I reached out and kind of, wink, wink, need a favor.
That's
You know,
probably
yeah.
those meetings at the boat club that Steve's always going to.
Boat club. Boat club.
I figured it
right
out.
there.
I dissected that.
That's you did, boy. I'll tell you. I think I got to get this membership at the boat club or something.
I would highly recommend it. It's a fun place, and I will
Sailor's
say
looking
that
to set up another
their
cross.
sodas are relatively inexpensive.
I mean, do you have to have like a sponsorship to get in? Do you have to have like a sponsor to get you in, or can any?
Well, you can't
Greek guy get
you
in?
can't be Greek.
You can't go.
Oh,
So,
you do need a sponsor, and I believe Mr. DeLong said he would be more than happy to sponsor you.
Yeah, but there'll be a price for Steve's sponsorship.
You have to
though.
get your picture
Yeah.
taken with them, and you guys got to hang out.
Yeah, that's what I got to do.
Well, if you honestly are interested, I do have to say the boat club is fun.
Oh yeah.
And if
no,
Steve
yeah.
isn't willing to help
Here's
you, the Fauché family will.
here's a little interesting stat for you.
Okay.
My first job ever was at the Mona Lake Boat Club
No, really?
as a dishwasher. Yep.
Oh,
Busboy and a dishwasher. Yep. I was 12 years old.
12 years old.
Yep.
12.
What were you doing working at 12? That's child labor.
My mom
laws.
and dad were members of the boat club, and they did the Friday night variety dinners.
Oh, okay.
And they needed help, so I went in and I got a flat fee, like a flat payment of $25.
Fish dinner. Here you go, buddy.
and
Keep
then-
going.
Then
Or
I
some
got
chicken legs tossed at him or something.
I got to share in on the tips.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
3, 2, 1.
And we've come to the end of the first half of action here at the complex, the Sailor Complex on the beautiful campus of Mona Shore Sailor. The Sailors are up 2-0 on one great goal and one that, it was a great goal,
gift.
but it was a gift per se, guys?
It was a gift, yeah.
And the one thing you think about, whether it's soccer or hockey or basketball, shooting the ball, good things happen when you put the ball towards the net. Sometimes you might get lucky. Sometimes it just might be a rebound that goes in, or you actually shoot it. You've got to put the ball on net to have a good opportunity.
So we're going to take a short little break. How long are halftime? I don't even know how long halftime.
10 minutes, I believe. Yeah.
10-minute halftime. We're going to take about a 5-minute break. Then we're going to bring Steve DeLong in and let him chat for 5 minutes. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. You can take it for 5 minutes, but join us as we bring in Stevie Stats.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pikes and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we are, halftime at the Sailor Soccer Complex, where the Lady Sailors are taking on Zeeland East for the OK Green Conference Championship. We got about 5 minutes left before the second half starts. We have an awesome opportunity. We haven't heard this voice and said this name in live in person in quite a while. Mr. Stevie Stats. Stevie DeLong, how you doing, man?
I'm
Thanks
doing
for joining
good.
us, yeah?
Good. It's fun to be here.
So I can't believe it. Nick actually gave up a microphone to be able to let you on.
I know.
This is,
I mean, literally, Dave offered him his. He took it off, and Nick's like, no. So a rare moment.
yes,
I
it
mean,
is. It is a rare moment.
Unfiltered, no Nick.
How you been?
Good, really good.
What's been going on? Tell us a little bit about golf and Owen and the team. And
I heard you guys talking about the sports, and I mean, it's been a recurring theme, right? We talked about it during football and how successful the teams were in the fall, then the winter, and now here we are in the spring, and the teams are doing great.
It's fantastic.
And it's been fun to follow the baseball team, the soccer team, and the golf team is doing exceptionally well. They're a senior-led team. 5 of the 6 top players are seniors. Their number one golfer is Nico Taylor. He's a junior. He's just fantastic. But, on any given day, they're all great golfers. But it's been good. They're third-ranked team in Division I, which, as we found out last year in regionals, really doesn't mean anything because you got to play on the day of regionals. But
you always got to play. That's for sure.
They are good. I mean, they're fun to watch. So yeah, it's been a good spring.
So I was really looking forward to getting you on here because I'm sure you've got all kinds of things you could talk about. I mean, especially with Nick not here to defend himself. Is there anything good you got here?
I got we can talk a little non-sports because there's no sports going on. So I got to tell you this. So Nick, you might want to hear the story. So Nick texts me once in a while, and then he calls, and he purposely calls during the school day so I can't answer so he can leave a voicemail. I mean, it's classic Nick. And so he says a lot of stuff when he calls. Well, this one particular day, I don't know if he got out late or what, but he called me, and I was already on the road, so I answered the phone. And it's funny, whenever I answer the phone, he's totally caught off guard. Like he gets mad that I answer. Oh, now I got to be nice, okay? So anyway, in this particular moment, And just to give it some history and context, remember last year we got together at the deck.
Yeah.
And we just in the summer and got together, and I ended up paying for the lunch. And if you recall, I don't think you had gotten there yet, but I was already there, and Nick walked up, and the waitress had just taken my order. Of course, I ordered like a diet pop or something from the deck. And he introduces himself to the waitress and says, "Hey, I'm Nick," and she like they're long lost friends. And Nick goes, "Just make sure you put all the food on his bill." So, long story short, the bill comes. It comes to me, and if you remember, you're like, "Are you really going to stick him with this bill?" And
yes,
it's like,
I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay, I did. I paid it because I'm the rookie or the sophomore, whatever he wants to say. So, fast forward, I get this phone call in the car. And I don't know where his mind is sometimes, but all of a sudden he goes, "Okay, so we're going to get together this summer, and I'm going to pay for the deck." I said, "Fantastic. You know what? That is awesome." I said, you do want to keep in mind, though, that with inflation as it is, it's going to cost you more for that meal at the deck." And he said, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Well, I probably have to limit us as to what we're going to order."
Oh, is that right?
And I said, "Are you paying for drinks or anything?" He said, "Well, we should probably keep it to a water." Okay. So by the end of the story, here's what I think's happening this summer, Joe. The three of us are going to the deck. We're only getting water. Maybe
maybe saltines.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Here he is. He lives like 1 minute from the deck. We have to drive in for 30 minutes, and we're going to get water. So I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Wow. I'll tell you what.
30 minutes.
Well, he probably really doesn't have any money to spend on this. The fixed income of the salaried teacher, the retired teacher, the kind of stuff. But he literally blew the entire wad of probably his entire savings on lava rock for his front yard.
He's been telling you about his yard work as well.
Yeah.
He's called me a couple times, let me know what he's been doing in the yard. And
yes. Yeah. So, I can appreciate the fact that he can't afford it, but he certainly didn't spend any of it on us. Yeah. Him and my treat and all this kind of stuff has been whittled down to water. How about that?
So, it's just a matter of is he really going to pay for it or not? That's his question. So, I'll for sure have my money with me.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Hey, Dave, you do a great job, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you on here. And, we've got some comments on here that, Tim Fry is awesome to see you back on here again as well. And, again, I tell you, the circumstances that brought us to a 4 o'clock game here at Mona Shores was pretty, it's almost divine just to make sure we could get you here.
I'm so happy that it worked out because, initially I was going to head to the honors convocation and I don't even know what convocation means, but or if I'm
ceremony, I think,
or if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah. But having this game moved up to a 4 o'clock start time, so I could do both, really did kind of make my day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic to have you.
That's
here.
Great for the girls that they could get moved up too, so they could partake in their senior
Correct.
stuff.
Yes, and what a game! This you can't get any more picture perfect than this. Late first half goals by the Sailors make it 2-0. We're getting ready to start the second half. Another 40 minutes of play, and we will have a conference championship of one or the other. Right now, the Sailors in that lead, 2-0. And I'll tell you, that second goal, we talked about it a couple different times now. It's painful for the goalie, but we'll take every single goal we can get as we go forward in this.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we talk about, we've started to live in a world where everybody gets a trophy and everybody just hopes they had fun. Well, there's nothing wrong with some competition.
Yes.
They're in a winner or a loser. That is kind of what this sport is really all about.
So the second half underway, 39 minutes and 46 seconds. Ticking down. The Zeeland East Chicks are looking to even this score up with a couple of goals, but the Sailors are going to do everything in their power to keep the pedal down and keep pressing forward.
And the first half goals by Shade Norton for one, and then Allie Troutner for the second. It was great to see both of them, both exciting plays.
And I'll give up the mic in a second, but I heard you talking in the first half about, the conference championships in a row, but credit to Coach Darga and what he's done. The group of seniors they lost last year were superb, and then just to reload, so to speak, and be in the position they are, and a good mix of older players with younger players. I mean, he's really done a fine job.
I agree 100%. He's done a really good job. And the thing with high school sports is, you're limited to the players that come out for the team. And I've always kind of forgot that fact. Having come up through travel, it was always fortunate that I could dip into all the local schools to find players, comparative to, he is limited with the players that are available to him. And then it's okay, let's see how we put the team together and what pieces fit in. But somehow he's been able to put together a nice puzzle. He's put the pieces together to make the full puzzle picture of a team.
Well, and it speaks very, very loudly to the culture, not just at the varsity level, but the entire system. To be able to, lose the seniors that you did last year, and again, like you said, reload with what you've got, and you're playing this level of play right now here for a conference championship, and you're looking for a deep run into the playoffs as well.
So. And once again, you could almost go back across all sports and say the same thing. I mean, it's just the year they had last year and then this year. Well, I'm going to turn it back over to Nick so that he can get his fill in, because he has a lot of great questions.
He has a lot of great questions.
Yeah. We don't want him to miss any chances.
Steve, and you know what? I'll tell you what, this is kind of poetic. This is our last broadcast of the sports year right here at the Sailor Soccer Complex. So, we usually open it up with a football contest, and we're closing it out with soccer. We're able to get you on both ends.
It's good. Thanks, man.
Yeah, all right. Appreciate it, Steve.
All right, Nick,
Steve
here you go,
DeLong,
buddy.
one of our broadcasters, coach of girls varsity basketball, assistant coach, and we're getting the Mocha legend sitting back in here.
It's always great to have Stevie Stats on. He is such a wonderful addition to the staff, though, here on the Sailor Nation Sports. Now, this is his sophomore year, right? Yeah, this is his second year.
Yeah, he's finishing up his sophomore. He's going up into his junior next year, yep. But really, he kind of came to us the same way that Dave did.
Yeah.
And Eric Allen with track.
Yeah.
We did that. I'll tell you what, you guys have reached out and said, hey, can I come and help? This will be fun, or that kind of stuff. And the next thing you know, we've got all these experts that are hanging out with us. I love it.
Well, it makes what we do such a better product, and it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about these guys that come in that share their wisdom. And it's just a joy. And we're wrapping up, year 5 of this now?
It's 5 years of us doing this, three live stream. And since the live stream started 3 years ago, we have just shy, we're in like 40 people of 5,300 members of Sailor Nation Sports Network on Facebook.
And gentlemen, for me, I started this by watching football, and then you started branching out into the other sports, and that's what kind of led me to kind of, ask about it. But what you guys are doing, and I'm not trying to take away from action on the field, it's genuinely appreciated. All the time and the effort that you put into it is appreciated, because you're offering something to people that aren't able to make every game.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. And it's a joy, it does. And what we're doing is, what we wanted to do is we wanted to tie it into really the curriculum of Mona Shores. That's really what we wanted. Steve and I, both being educators, feel it's that important, and you giving back to the community as the number 2 big boy there. And hey, did you have a thing for Andy today?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday.
Good. I can come on Wednesday then.
Yep.
I might have to leave school a little early to make sure I make it, but I'll let Steve know that I'm on my way down there when I call him at my usual time. Steve doesn't have I don't know how much longer Steve's going to be teaching for, but he's got some luxury where he's at up at Reese Puffer.
One of Steve's other long-time claim to fame is swimming lessons.
Yes, we know that all too well.
Giving kids all the swimming information and skills that they need to keep them from getting in trouble out there in the Great Lakes or pools.
I will be the first person to say both of my daughters, both a senior in high school. Oh! Sorry, we just had some action here where we had a cross, and we had a header, and then body, ball hit off a body, just boom, boom, boom.
Okay, hey,
here's the instant replay on that.
Got a question for you now. We're up 2-0. We've got roughly 34 and a half minutes to go. The mindset, is it more defense? Do we continue doing what we're doing? Do we try to press the ball a little bit and try to get another one? Obviously.
Look at that.
Oh,
look
man.
At that. Just shot over.
On top. Just,
Once again, what a great question. You know, because sometimes, sorry, we're looking at the instant replay. We had a tough play on the ball and a shot, and the keeper just punched it over that top bar.
That was a great save by the keeper.
Absolutely.
Timing on that jump was perfect.
And once again, another great question. Now it's going to be a corner kick for Shores, so we'll kind of talk it through. You know, to me, I've always hated to coach the aggression out of the girls. Let them continue to play. We've got a cross right out.
Why change anything that's been working, right?
Exactly. Now, if you get into a situation where you're still up 2 minutes, you know, you're still up 2, and there's 5 minutes left in the game, maybe you go to a more defensive style. But
sure.
You know, and even so far this half, I feel the momentum has been in Shore's favor.
The action's been down here at the south end of the complex.
Yeah, I've been looking to my right more than my left because, I'll be honest, north, south, east, west doesn't make sense to me.
So you're a little directionally challenged. That's why
Absolutely.
Well, I understand being directionally challenged. That's why I'm here to help you, okay?
Much appreciated.
Well, I was special ed general teacher. I can work with special needs people like you, so don't you worry at all, buddy.
My mother and my children and my wife always said I'm special.
Well, you are special. You're special in our eyes as well. That's why you're here, all right? Because we can't do what you do. Nor would it sound good either.
32 minutes, 37 seconds ticking down here, second half. 2-0 Sailors lead in the OK Green Conference Championship against the Zeeland East Chicks. And it's been all Sailors, really, for the most part in the second half.
And what I'm going to really try to do, and it's going to be hard for me, is I'm not going to this game's over. I did enough of that at football. I caught the repercussions of Stevie's.
It took you an entire season to come up with that.
I understand that it did. Well,
we've got a nice breakaway.
Okay, we've got a nice breakaway here.
We've got a couple players trying to get down there, Shea and Mia Brown.
Okay, we got.
Yep. And then, look at that. Ball comes right back to us.
Yep. Sailors keeping it into the Chicks' end of the complex here.
You know, I've always had a joke about soccer. You know the hardest thing about it?
What's that?
Playing with a ball on an uneven field and using your foot, which is completely oddly shaped. None of it seems like it should go together.
And you can't use your hands because it's an automatic thing. You just want to reach out and grab the thing, and it's just...
Absolutely.
You know what? Soccer may be the only sport that I can think of, traditional sport, that you can't use your hands. Think about football, yes. Baseball, yes. Basketball, yes.
Lacrosse.
Volleyball. Well, in lacrosse, you still got your hands. Well, you're not touching the ball.
You're not touching with your hands, but okay.
But you have this thingamabob. I don't know what it's called.
You got the thing that's in your hand. That's like hockey. You know, you got that stick. Okay, golf. You can't. Golf. You don't use. Well, you do. You have to put the ball. You have to tee the ball up.
It.
So what do we got here? Penalty shot coming up, maybe?
No, hoping Lauren pops back up. Penalty on them. She's such a key person. I just see her stretching her knee. That stuff always is a worry. But she basically stood in there and took a hit from the player coming. She could have easily bailed. I give her credit for standing her ground. And this is where Shores is good. I'm hearing the girls actually talk to each other. I heard Allie open.
Boy, Dave, this is something that you can appreciate. Yeah. How long and how much work has been put into getting teammates to communicate with each other on the field. Oh, yeah,
great question.
Especially at the younger age. Just getting that in there and listening to that actually occur out on the field it's harmony.
Absolutely, because they're so focused. You know, and sometimes it can be a clap, it can be this, it can be that, but just hearing the communication, and you can tell that these girls trust each other.
Look at that speed. I'll tell you what, she closed down.
We closed down them fast. Oh,
no.
So, we got a goal by Zeeland there.
With the goal here.
But that was off of us.
That might have been an own goal error by Shares.
We're going to look at the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay here. That went off of our player, and she was trying to clear it off the side. And it ended.
It did.
Yep. I think she just had a bad bounce, and that ball came in at a funny angle.
You're right.
You know what? That's the sport, though. You talked about it earlier, right? One break, one thing can happen.
So
kind of changes it.
Yeah, that negates the goal that was inadvertently walked in by the goalie in the first half. So we're back to a one goal game here in the OK Green Conference Championship. 2-1, the Sailors up 29 minutes, 43 seconds and ticking down. That's going to light a little bit of a fire for the Zeeland East Chicks right now.
It is definitely going to light the fire for Zeeland East because they did a really good job dissecting our defense on that one. And we got a cross, looks like it's out. To me, what's going to be interesting is how does our Shores player react? You know, do they shell up or do they flourish?
I have no doubts with the veteran play that you see, the very solid, consistent, and driven play that they have been able to put together all season long. That will not rattle them.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
Rattled them for half a second.
Yep.
That one's gone already.
And it may, conversely, it may make them play a little bit sharper. Look, we made a mistake. We got to rally. We got to.
Let's get it back.
Yeah,
let's drive down and get it back.
Let's correct the error, too.
And I would also like to give our overhead announcers credit for saying own goal because that kind of points out to Zeeland that they might not have deserved it.
Yeah.
It does kind of even out now, but no. But, so far it's been a really good game. This is kind of.
Oh no, it has.
Well, and
like most of the action has been down in the east end of the, field here.
Absolutely.
28-21 and ticking down. Sailors still up 2-1. OK Green Conference Championship. Zeeland East Ducks.
Chicks, well, how nice would it be for the Sailors? Right now, win your championship, conference championship at home too. It
makes it that much sweeter.
Well, and if you saw in that last play, our number 10, Mia Brown, got knocked down by 2 players. I'm pretty sure it would take 2 or 3 of them to take her down on any play.
Yeah,
she is one of the most fierce and tenacious players that. She is a senior, one of the most fierce and tenacious players that I've ever seen play a game.
That's the kind of play that you need, against a team like this. Absolutely. Consistently all the way through.
And in her position, she plays a difficult center mid position, more of a distributor. They go in, they dig the ball, they get into these, in hockey they call them a scrum, where you get people kind of bumping back and forth. And generally, when she goes into a scrum, she wins the ball. And she's a senior that will be missed next year. She has an amazing presence on the field. You just know when she's out there.
So the Chicks actually putting on a little bit of pressure right now, bringing in some subs off the sidelines now.
And Shore's bringing in 2.
Yeah, we've got Lily Houle and Ellie Troutner coming back into the game. It looks for Maya Cooper and Lydia. I never pronounce her last name right. Souls. It's got a W in it. It always throws me off.
Boy, I tell you what, the groundskeeper, the Bard brothers, absolutely have just maintained this field immaculately. It looks absolutely great.
Zeeland East looking to keep it down in that zone again.
Well, Zeeland East has got some speed. I'll tell you that much as well. I mean, they've got some.
I'm going to agree with you. They do have some team speed as well. And that was a bad deflection there. Sometimes those just happen. But I have to say, one of our team strengths is definitely the defense.
Yeah, and that last goal, no different than when the goalie inadvertently walked it in, was a fluke thing. Just a bad bounce.
Yeah, right. So, I can remember when I first started coaching basketball back in junior high school, Bunker. We were getting killed by steel, and one of my kids got so nervous they scored a basket for steel and went the wrong way after. Little things like that. It's going to happen. And this was a fluke play.
Absolutely. And they happen. We've seen 2 flukes today. We've seen that one. We've seen the keeper kind of bring it in.
You just hope, though, down the road it doesn't impact the outcome where, you lose by 1. Then it just, you're going to feel even worse. The poor girl feels horrible right now.
Look, a nice long kick. And, like I said, they'll put the ball on net, right? So we had a nice long kick. We had a girl in front of the goal. It's good to see.
Yep.
Just to me, like I said, don't get into a defensive formation and try to hold a 1-goal lead.
I think you can't now.
Continue to try to attack.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's a different scenario now. You don't have a 2-goal cushion. You have a 1-goal, for the tie, and if they tie, then watch the attitude, the mentality change the Zeeland East.
And I've heard some other coaches talk about 2-0 leads and how they are the worst lead in soccer, the most dangerous, because you feel sometimes you feel a little too comfortable.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden that can change.
Bang bang.
Oh
yes, it can change so quickly with 2 plays, and I hope we're not looking at the 2 right now.
Good defense right
Great
there.
defense by Lauren to get back in front of her.
Ooh,
An attempted cross to a teammate, but it looks like Addison Fisher came from her center mid position to kind of cover that outside that offensive attacker.
So Zeeland East making it a little bit more interesting here after that goal earlier on. 23:51 left. Second half of play.
Sometimes after a moment like that, just a regroup, a deep breath, and a settle down. Don't play panicked or stressed. You're not in that situation.
No, and the reality of it is you still have the lead. If the game ended now, you've got it. But what you need to do is play all the way through. If nothing else, that goal reminded them that this game is not over, and they need to continue to stay on their game.
Absolutely.
Well, not only that, but too, if they give up another, if they tie, it's still not the game.
That's right.
They've just tied the game, so it's not the end of the world yet.
Correct.
You still got time to outright win it.
So we just saw Katie Phillips come out, replaced by Shay Norton. Katie's a freshman that has come up to fill some valuable minutes.
There's a cross.
Oh,
my goodness.
Get it out of there, ladies. Not up the middle.
Not up the middle, yeah.
Off.
And I was saying Katie's come in to fill some valuable minutes for this team as an attacker up high, bringing some additional speed.
Cross goal.
There we go.
Nice.
That's what we needed from our keeper, to settle it down. Now you see what she's doing. She's waiting. She's letting her team regroup.
Yep.
Letting defense kind of settle back. And
catch your breath a little bit, too, at the same time, Dave.
Absolutely. Settle it down just for a moment.
That's a nice kick right there to keep it in their possession.
That was Mia Brown, and that's just what she does. I don't know how she does it as a player.
It was a good battle right there, and that kick kept that alive in their possession. That was nice.
Going down.
And once again, here we are.
Side. Oh, nice.
We watched Mia come down and poke it out of bounds, allowing our defense an opportunity to get reset. I think Mia committed earlier this year. She'll be playing next year at Calvin.
Calvin University now, too. How about that?
So she comes from a soccer family. Her brother also plays at Calvin.
Oh, okay.
What impresses me is how quickly we are closing on these white jerseys.
Oh, nice kick out right there. Yep. Nice defensive play.
Addison played off gently.
Hey, you got to be excited about a women's soccer getting equal pay right now. Isn't that something?
At the MLS level, yeah.
Yeah, as successful as the women have been.
The women have been extremely
incredibly successful.
Well deserved.
I think that women's U.S. team is what really led to a girls' soccer explosion in the U.S.
Yeah. Oh, without a question.
They deserve it.
Yep.
Oh, without a question. Well overdue. Way overdue.
Nice passes right there.
Shay and Addison working together. And as you can see, we got Mia Brown up high. We've got a good run here. We've got
some speed.
And that ball placement.
Oh, a little breakaway, open net right now.
But not just that.
We got a
what
whistle
are we
here.
See?
We're going to get a card.
Once again.
What is this, Dave?
It's only a yellow
on the goalie.
Card. So a goal on the keeper. And I'm not. Did she
what
come
did she
out?
do?
I'm not sure if she came out of the box. I think to hit someone. So the interesting part about the yellow card means that she's supposed to come out of the game now.
Oh, she is.
And Stevie Stats says the coaches are right below us, and I heard the coach say, "Well, I don't have another goalie." So
well, that's not our problem.
It's definitely not.
How do you not carry two goalies, though? How do you not do that?
You need to always have somebody. I don't know.
How long does she have to come out of the game for?
Is she done for the game?
She is not done for the game. She just needs to come out of the game for a period of time. And, guys, I'll be honest, I do not recall how long.
Have you ever seen this happen before?
Never with the goalie.
Okay.
Because it is.
Okay,
so she does need to come out for 10 minutes. Thank you for clarifying, guys.
Okay, so the Shores coach was talking to the Zeeland East Coast down there about the sub.
Okay, so it looks like right now what they're doing, guys, we're peering out of the box. What we're seeing is there is someone else that they're suiting up.
Yep.
They put a quick jersey on her and handed her the other keeper's gloves. So keeper might not be the position she normally plays.
Well, and listening to the conversations, I would have to agree with you that it's not. Certainly is not your starting goalie, which is going to be an advantage for the Sailors. And this is, you remember we talked about if somebody twists an ankle, you take advantage of it. That's the way sports works. This is another one of those opportunities that the sports presented itself with this opportunity.
So now, Dave, what's the mindset of, again, another great question coming up for you, is what's the mindset for the Shores girls team right now?
I think.
Does it change at all?
No.
Okay.
To me.
Is this a penalty kick then? Not too?
No, it's a direct kick, right?
It's a direct kick, meaning she can take the kick or pass it without having to have anybody touch it. But, I mean, this is Mia Brown. You go for the goal.
There's a kick. It's high. High and to the left a little bit, but yeah.
To me, I'm seeing a backup keeper, right? So bring your intensity. Try to keep the attack up. Try to keep the pressure on them.
Now she's back in.
And now she's back in.
She's back in? Well, what happened with 10 minutes here?
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's not a rule anymore?
Yeah, I can't quite keep up with the rules either. And then again, I also forget what that arch is called. So, hey, there's good stuff up here.
Next year, though, you better not have any. You better know what you're talking about next year.
Next year, I'll be on my game.
Yeah, amen. You will.
But same thing though. So now we've got a keeper that came out for a couple minutes. How do we keep the ball in their zone? How do we keep that pressure on?
Well, there's a nice little boot right there.
I'll tell you what, if that's got to be an unsettling circumstance for Zeeland East to have to really kind of regroup after. Figuring it out, having to put a different keeper in there, then putting the keeper back in. This is a lightning strike opportunity for the Sailors. If they can get it down there and get a couple of quick passes and get it in a scoring lane, just like we're looking at here.
No, right.
Well, and I look at who we have up high. We have a lot of speed out there. We have Lydia, number 6, a senior out here on the
shot
side.
On goal. Nearly a rebound kick back in.
And Addison Fisher, number 22, was crashing that just like she should, trying to get to that, put any piece of body to put it in the net.
Yeah.
But, keep the pressure on, right? And I have to admit, the one thing about soccer that always is the craziest to me are these headers. And how these girls can actually take the ball off their head and put it in a playable position for a teammate.
How do you not get a concussion every time it hits your head is beyond me. I mean, that ball's not real soft either.
They come in there fast.
Yeah.
But, once again, what are we seeing? We're seeing, Mona Shores use good team passing to bring the ball up the field and try to find that open person.
Yeah, we're down to 18:30 and counting here in the second half of action. Your OK Green Conference Championship at stake. Winner becomes the champion for 2022. Sailors up right now,
nice
2-1. But, in defense, so they had a backup sub. But, they had every other girl in front of the goalie, too. I mean, it's not like you're asking this one girl to make a one-on-one move, like that either.
Well, and when you think about goalkeepers, number one, I think they're all slightly crazy. They have just a little bit of a different mentality, right? Because they go out there. But when you have a goalkeeper, you've got 10 other players in front of it.
Right.
The ball had to have gotten through your other 10 to get to them.
Well, whose fault then is it really, right?
It is a team game. And then with a keeper, if you can get one good save out of them, that's what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Because either they're covering it up or your teammates should be helping push that ball out. Once again, good demonstration of team speed there, right?
Yep.
By number 3, Mallory Hoxton, coming out of that center back position, which is that middle back defender, to play the outside and push the ball like that.
Joe, do you think we can get a Telly Award when we all scream for that one goal, though?
That that was so reminiscent of European soccer right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Latin soccer, it was perfect.
We should get something for that. Isn't there a Telly criteria or section that we get for yelling or something?
Be better. That's the criteria. This is a little bit of a drool. Oh, man, look at that.
Well, she's trying to get up as quick as she could because she was underneath the ball. This is going to be an interesting call. Let's see what he calls.
Okay, so the Zeeland coaches are now pleading their case. He's talking. So what is he saying to our goal right now? Honey, you can't do that.
So it's going to be Zeeland's ball.
It looks like it's going to be a kick.
It's going to be a direct kick there. That is
okay, look, you got a
dangerous situation. He will make them. I think it's going to be an indirect. Oh, he's holding his arm up.
Okay, what are the chances here now?
See, I usually don't pay attention to the refs. I just give them a hard time.
Okay, so now that changes.
So it's an indirect kick, which means that, if I'm reading the ref correctly, it means that somebody needs to touch it before a shot can be taken.
This is very, very difficult.
Look at that far right side. Why are they all?
They have to be 10 yards away.
They have to be what?
They have to be 10 yards off the keeper, so we have a touch and we have a shot.
Oh, and we got a shot.
And let's be honest, that was an upper far side shot. Yeah. It was well placed. It was well done.
Wow, what a great shot. We got it on replay right here.
And you asked about that other side of the net, but still, upper right-hand corner, played well.
Oh, is it really?
I don't know.
So Steve just let us know their kicker, their actual kicker for football, that was who scored that.
Thank you,
Really?
Steve.
Yep.
See, that's Stevie's stats at his back. He knew that stat.
I forgot that Zeeland had a female kicker.
Wow, that was.
So 15.
She put it really in the only place that you could put it.
15:54 left. The Chicks tie it up.
So what we have to remember is not to panic.
Yep.
No.
Right? Let's play our game. Let's not go for it all at one time. Continue to play. Continue to push as we have been. That was unfortunate, but to be honest, our player Lauren got somebody down with an injury. It looks like I can't quite see a number. 23, Molly Wolf. So it looks like she's having a hard time getting up.
Yeah.
She's been playing. We talk about a three. We play basically four in the back, but it's like the shape of a diamond. So you've got a deep center back, two flanked on the outside, and then one high. Molly Wolf's been playing that high position, and I'll be honest, I don't think she's been out of the game. Her or the defense, I think, have been playing the whole time.
So she's definitely tender on that right lower leg or foot, ankle, possibly.
Well, yeah, she's having just a little bit on their right side.
Well, and if we sorry to do this, but if we go back to that goal, I do have to say, no matter what we did, that was so well placed.
Yes, looking at it again on instant replay.
To me, it was in a perfect position, that upper corner. Our keeper's not, you'd have to be 7 foot tall to put an arm up to be able to touch that one.
Oh, it was put in the perfect spot where nobody could defend it. I don't know if you could even jump that high to get it.
That was the worst possible place for the Sailors to have to take an indirect kick. It doesn't get much worse than that.
Well,
all the advantage went to the Chicks on that one.
If I go back to that previous play, what happened is they had a run on us, and our center back kind of fell, pass. And she was on top of the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't see much there.
But that looked like she
just
looked like
she
tripped.
Stepped or tripped on it.
What do they
Turf
call
monster.
that in soccer? A flop?
A flop? Yeah, a flop.
No, I'm not saying for sure, but,
15:02, second half of play. Sailors were at one point at the beginning of this half up 2-0.
Here's an opportunity. We've got the ball coming down.
Shot on goal. Oh! Almost had a chance for a rebound. Kick in there, just a step behind.
But this is what we need. Don't get lax. Continue to play our game. Shoot the ball at the net. Continue to win that 50-50 like Addison did there. Be the first to the ball.
Right.
You almost need to look at this now at a 2-all tie. Mm-hmm. Go back to the way you were playing at the first half and dominate Dominate from a possession, a technical possession, taking shots, waiting for that opportunity to come.
Yes.
Don't overreach. Don't try to press it. You still have plenty of time on the clock. Set it up like they did.
You're not
That's
losing,
right.
though,
Set it up just like you did in the first half.
And I think with that last play, what you can see is the adrenaline's pumping a little bit for the Shores girls. You know, don't try to do too much. Take what's available. Win the 50-50s and play good technical soccer. You know, like here we go. Boom. First touch is us.
Oh, nice.
That must never feel good.
That just can't feel good. I mean, it hurts from over here. It didn't even hit us, Dave.
You could hear the thud. But but notice how our girls, what they're doing is they're marking up. They're all making sure you see some of them pointing or some of them on their player. Yeah. Making sure nobody's
out of position.
Making sure nobody's out of position, and nobody's going to get no opponent is going to get a free run at the ball. We have a lot of speed up front right now with Katie Phillips at number 24 and then Shay Norton, number 11.
13:09 remaining here in this contest, all tied up 2-2 at stake. OK Green Conference Championship.
I love the big switch there to Allie Troutner. What that ball does is, you have the goalie and the defense all situated on one side of the field, and now forces them to completely change direction and go the other way.
Nice little header, and off to the side.
What's overtime rules on a championship game like this?
I knew it was a matter of time. One of us was going to head overtime right now.
I believe it goes into an extra period, and then if it's not settled in the extra period, it would go into a shootout, because we must have a winner.
I think a shootout would be pretty cool to watch.
Oh, man, they're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, the goalies got to be a little bit crazy to play that position. Here we got a nice run with Allie Troutner. And look at the big switch right to the middle. Kind of force the defense to get going a different direction. Once again, who digs the ball out? Mia Brown.
Brown, yep.
To Lydia, nice pass to Mia. She plays the give and go back to Lydia. She's setting up for a cross.
The kick across.
And we've got a player with an opportunity.
We have a shot right there. Shoot!
Oh, in the back of the net.
That looks like it was a goal by 13, Allie Troutner.
Left-footed goal again.
I got to do it. Goal!
Joe, you're only missing one thing. You got to put your arms out like an airplane and run around the room.
Kimmy, can we try to get a shot of Joe being an airplane?
He can't hear us. He can't hear us.
He can't hear us today?
No, he can't hear us today.
What do you mean he can't hear us?
Well, he's too far away. Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant replay on that goal.
And
I'll tell you what.
the assist came from Lydia across the middle to Troutner, who set it up. She's a natural lefty, into that left side of the goal. And that's Troutner's second for the day. Like I said, I believe the assist came from Lydia, because we had a give and go on that side, if you remember.
Right, exactly.
So momentum, huge momentum swing here late in the second half, 11-14 left.
Guys, let's be honest. I like where we're at right now, up by a goal. We could definitely use another, but what an exciting game we've had so far.
Oh, my gosh, it's been a great game.
Well played by both teams.
And here's the interesting thing about this is when we scored that first goal in the first half, I felt like all this momentum swung. It has, but I also feel, and here's a shot right here on goal.
And unfortunately, she stepped out of bounds.
It'd be a corner kick, yep.
So... Well,
he's
gonna give it to her. Okay, let's pretend we didn't see that white line.
Yeah, no kidding.
What if the momentum took her out versus she just stepped back? Does that change it all?
It's no different than the momentum taking the goalie into the back of the net.
Making the goalie go right. All right. Well, there's a nice little boot there.
And that's Ella Buchema, one of the other seniors. I think I did say, I'm not sure if I said earlier, she's headed to Spring Arbor.
Here's another opportunity.
Breakaway.
Too much on it.
Yep.
And guys, as much as I've been trying to talk about the seniors, I've got to go back and catch a few more. Addison Nellis, number 9 up front. She's committed next year to play at Indiana Tech. 4 of the seniors on this team have committed to play at the next level.
That's pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
And to me, that's impressive. Speaks to the program, but also speaks to the girls. You've got to remember, they've been training for a lot of years to get to this level.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and again, just collectively, we keep talking about the surging athleticism and academics and these commitments to these higher levels.
Kick goes out of bounds.
More and more of them that you hear, signing days and opportunities are just abound in all the different sports. We've had it in track and cross country and football and baseball and softball, now soccer, both boys and girls, tennis. You just see them, golf. I mean, it's just all over the place. And I don't remember, Steve, back when we were in school, it wasn't that way. We had athletes that you remembered that were good athletes, but it wasn't to that level of D1, D2 commits. Just amazing to see it and see it across the school, all of athletics.
Agree 100%. And this year, Addison, number 9 up high, Addison, now let's kind of go back to her. She touched the ball there briefly. She moved to the attacking position this year. Usually she played more of a mid position, and she became a force up high. She ended up, let me kind of go back to my stat sheet, 24 shots on goal, 10 goals so far this year. So basically just under 42% shooting percentage. To me, I mean, that's almost half. Basically almost half the time she takes a shot, it's going in.
Now, Joe, you were talking about when you and Steve were in high school, stuff. Back when I was in high school, you didn't hear any of this kind of stuff like that.
Well, one-room schoolhouses, there really wasn't much to...
Sorry, that one took a second. I mean, it was a little bit of a joke grenade. Took a minute to go off.
Yeah, our weight room was a 10-by-10 room there in the Universal Gym with 3 stations.
7:53, Sailors lead 3-2 over the Chicks of Zeeland East. Conference championship on the line here. And again, even though that lead is there for the Sailors, you feel no let-up from this Chicks team. And the Sailors are going to have to match that energy all the way through to the end of this game.
And like I said earlier this year, we beat them 3-1. This appears to be a different team. Just looking from the score.
Oh, nice kick! Oh, that was sweet.
I don't think our player was expecting such a great pass from there.
No, that was sweet right there.
Basically,
So basically, what we're talking about, tell people what we're saying. So sweet.
Take a look on that Lake Michigan Insurance History replay. See if I got it.
She's got her back to the goal and basically uses her heel.
Oh, you couldn't see it. It's the angle of the camera was.
Basically, used her heel to push the ball.
Behind her like that, just flipped it behind her like that. It's kind of like that baseball player last week. He was turning a double play. He got the ball and he flicked it between his legs to the second baseman. The shortstop got it, flicks it between the second baseman, and turns the double play.
Corner kick.
Oh.
Rebound! Off the top of the goal there.
And I know that was up and over, but you've got to like the pressure, right?
Oh, yeah.
Look at the amount of blue bodies up there. Look at they want the ball.
Okay, Joe, this is so cool.
And what you and I said it earlier, gentlemen. Thank you for the time and everything.
Oh my God, thank you. Stop.
How fantastic, to be able to look at the replay and to be able to check this.
Oh yeah. And you know what? We're working on something special for Stevie's stats, just for Steve.
Just for Steve?
Just for Steve. Well, he cries about it enough, so we got to say it's just for Steve.
Are you going to turn him into John Madden?
Yes, we're going to try to.
With a little pen.
Maybe a little more articulate than what John is, but
we're trying to get Stevie's stats.
Working on that teleprompter
for Steve. Every week Steve said, "Have you talked to Joe about the teleprompter? Have you talked, Steve? I'll talk to Joe. Relax." Constantly bombarding. Texts, tweets, smoke signals drifting over from Reese Puffer if the wind's just right.
Steve, you need to work on your John Madden vocabulary and accentuate words like smash, smash, boom, pow.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So still, I think Shores is doing a great job keeping the pressure on.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that we're not going into a defensive mindset. We're continuing to try to push the ball high.
Well, you know, sometimes your best defense may be your offense as well, and this is the scenario right here.
Exactly.
Don't give them a chance. Don't change what you're doing. That's working.
Give them an opportunity.
How many scoring shots are you going to see from this end of the field?
Right, exactly.
Here we got. We've got some girls in a tussle. Shea putting it back out. Let's see if we
cross.
can get it. Yep, we've got it. Look
Header
at
shot on goal. Oh, just goes wide. I get a little geeked. I think I've gotten more excited for this girls' hockey than any football game lately. I mean, this has just been incredible.
It is a fun sport.
Oh, it is.
Like
the good girl grind was, yeah.
The close games can.
Stevie Stats leaving the press box.
Yep, Stevie Stats is departing us. Great to have. See, always great. It's just a different. Hey, Steve, don't worry. I got lunch there at the deck. I'll pre-order everything, buddy. Don't you worry. I got you, buddy.
The way inflation is going, that water might cost you $40.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to be warm water. Add ketchup, turns into tomato soup. Let me just get some oyster crackers, and it's all fine. Don't you worry. I got everything covered. Everything will be pre-ordered, baby.
Love it.
4:06 here left in the second half. 3-2 Sailors up over the Chicks of Zeeland East. OK Green Conference Championship on the line, and we're 3:56 away from regular time deciding who it's going to be.
And like I said, once again, I love the approach that we're continuing to attack, and I have to give the coach credit for not changing the mentality and saying, hey, let's go into like a softer, to a softer defense.
Hey, speaking about this coaching staff, he's got a nice group of coaches working with him as well. You look at this here, Dylan Darga.
Yep. The varsity head coach, Dylan, I know he's got some different coaches underneath them. I'm not catching the names. JV head coach, Jen Jordan, and then the assistants, Scott White, Josh Jordan. These guys do a fantastic job.
Listen, how do you scrimmage among yourself? Do you break up the team, or do you work on certain scenarios, or is it JV versus varsity? How do they practice? We really haven't touched that aspect.
I haven't necessarily watched them practice, but usually...
Well, how would you assume then, because I want to put you out on a limb.
No, that's fine. I would assume you've got offense and defense, right?
Right.
So you put your offense against your defense, you run half a field, and, you try to make it a competitive game.
I got you.
It's not going to be... I don't believe he's got 22 players to play 11 on 11.
No, they dressed 21. Have dressed right here. Got a little action down here at the north end.
But what I'm liking is, once again, boom, we are back.
There we go now. Here comes some speed right there.
Look at Addison go. Trying to catch that one, and so Shea on the other side. We've got two players under one defense. That's just not fair.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, we're approaching 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. The clock is no longer a friend for Zeeland East, especially every time we get an opportunity to keep that ball down in their end of the field.
Yeah, and the clock is still running during this idle time, and everything's getting set up. Somebody's taking a knee down there. Somebody injured down there? Or?
That's Addison Nell. She kind of appears to be favoring that knee, favoring one of her legs.
Okay, somebody's coming out. We're getting a sub. 24 is coming in for us.
Katie Phillips, freshman, coming in for her.
Wow, a freshman on the varsity.
And she came up
1 or 2
towards the end.
Yeah, I see that, Joe.
Addison Fisher. And Addison Fisher right now is playing the top diamond of the defense. So you've got two freshmen that are contributing on our varsity
team. And the clock has stopped, and now it's start running again. So we're under 2 minutes, 1:48, counting down here. OK Green Conference Championship at stake, the Sailor Complex on the beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School.
Well, and I've been kind of holding off on kind of the what's next as we kind of look through it.
Well, let's not go what's next yet.
You don't want to do that yet?
Yeah,
all
not
right.
yet.
How about at 30 seconds left?
Okay, right, at 30 seconds, buddy.
As long as they're not on the attack at 30 seconds.
Yeah, right, okay. Well, okay, so there's variables built in. As long as they're not doing it. As long as the ball's not at the south end, we're okay. As long as it's his deep corner.
Well, guys, hopefully you'll have that.
Well, God, we're just wasting now look at how much time. 45 seconds have gone through and no action yet.
Yep.
So it's a throw-in, Zeeland East. Wasting a lot of time on this throw-in.
A ton of time, Joe. A ton of time.
Inside of a minute now.
And sometimes when you get into this position, now maybe you're looking at the softer defense, right?
Right.
Kick it up the field, kick it out of bounds, whatever you need to do. See the long kick there?
Right,
yeah, that's time.
What a perfect
time.
Placement. And of course, that's Mia Brown, very high IQ player, but she put it into a spot.
Can you pull your goalie?
Get to it.
Can you pull a goalie? Sure. In soccer?
You can.
Yeah.
You can have that goalie move to playing the field. Like in that situation. Okay. I'm actually kind of surprised that goalie didn't come out and put a foot on that ball to try to keep the ball coming back this way.
So you can pull your goal. How far up can you?
She can play the whole field, but she's only allowed to use the hands within the large rectangular box.
I got you. Okay. I mean, you're down to 9 seconds left. Okay, go ahead. You got 9 seconds. Go ahead.
Can't do that yet because it looks like we're setting up.
Get a shot on goal. Oh, and it's saved. 4, 2, 1. Yep. It's over. Your Sailors have defeated the Chicks of Zeeland East by the score of 3-2 to claim the OK Green outright soccer championship.
It is. Well, we're going to listen to the overhead announcer real quick.
Yeah.
Championship.
What a great game. What a great game to cover.
First round of district here Thursday night at 6 o'clock against Forest Hills Northern.
You know, if you're Zeeland, I know that one stings because it was so close. They played a very, very, very good game. Our girls, like I said, you could, in my opinion, I think you could see a technical difference between our players. And they had adequate team speed, but we were just a little bit more technical. We made it happen. So a win today means that Mona Shores is the conference champions. Congratulations. Like I said, I believe that's 3 in a row for Coach Darga and for some of these girls. So now we talk about kind of, what's next. Districts is coming up, starts this Thursday. The first game will be against Forest Hills Northern. Forest Hills Northern is 4-4 in their conference, 7-8 overall. So
a winnable game.
A winnable game against a team that plays in, they play in a pretty good conference. It's hard to say. We don't have many teams that we've played like. We have very few teams in common that each other have played.
No, really none.
So in their middle of the pack in the OK Conference White. Assuming a win, they would then move on and play the winner of the Grand Haven versus Wyoming game in the semifinal. Then a possible matchup in the finals with Powerhouse Rockford, who's sitting in there.
And, not only Powerhouse Rockford, but double enrollment Rockford, too. I mean,
no disagreement.
Yeah, that's what's tough.
Rockford in their conference is 11-1-1 with a 14-1-2 record. Yeah. But at this point, the way Shores is playing, seriously,
anything's possible.
Line them up against anybody.
Yeah. Where are these games being played at? Do you know yet, or do we not know?
I do not have that information.
All right, no worries.
I believe you can find it online.
Yeah, we'll find it down later and see.
Absolutely. But, what a fun, exciting game. It was great to watch the Sailors take it.
Well, Dave, it was great to have Dave. Why don't you take us out of here, brother?
Well, I'm going to bring us up here on the screen. So, I mean, we never get an opportunity to see at these games very often.
This can't take a picture of us, can it?
Oh, it can. I mean, we could take a screenshot from any of this stuff.
I think we should. Let's bring him in here.
We could certainly set it up. So, with that, obviously, this is our last broadcast of the season. This is it.
We only bring the best. We only bring championship games here.
So with that, yes,
please,
I tell you, not only was it fantastic to bring our season of broadcast out on a championship win, but it was also great to do it with you, Dave. Fantastic having you here. This has been a fantastic season once again. We do have a few things that we might sprinkle in over the summer. We talked about, I know they're going to be doing an alum game for soccer over and maybe a few things that we can sprinkle in over the course of the summer.
Oh, the golf thing?
Sailor Classic. We're going to try to do some stuff from there.
Yeah, with the award ceremony and stuff like that.
But for the entire crew, and this is the 2021-2022 crew, on behalf of everybody that we have had the opportunity to broadcast with, myself and Nick and Kimmin and Cohen as the primary crew that we've had. And Stevie Stats has been in, and then we've got Eric Allen, and we had I can't remember her name from last week.
The Dykstra girls.
The girls, yep. And for lacrosse, I really cannot. Abby. Sykes. Abby Sykes.
Okay, yeah.
And
they make us sound better.
You guys are all fantastic, and this is a great way to bring it out. We can't thank you guys enough as the fans. This has been such a blessing to be able to do. We're ending 5 years of this, 3 years live streaming. It'll be interesting to see how many fans we have at the beginning of next year. Right now we're sitting just shy of 5,300. It'd be cool if we were
And
at
if the people know about us, share it with others and have them join us over the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic way to get more people out there, and it gives us more people to be able to bring these awesome broadcasts to. So for everybody here tonight, Nick, Dave, myself, and Kimmin, who's running the camera over on the other side, thank you very much for listening, tuning in. We really have the blessing to be able to do this, and we can't thank you guys enough. Until our next broadcast, which we'll be sprinkling a few things in over the summer, but our official broadcasts are done for the 21-22 season. Thank you very much. Enjoy your summer. Take care.